This is ABCDEF News with Emily Huang, Tommy Shi, and field reporter Chuck Chan. Good morning, this is Tommy Shi.
And I'm Emily Huang.
For the first story of the day, President Obama just...
Breaking news! Polar bears have just been reclassified as threatened.
Wait, what does that mean?
It means they're not endangered yet.
Wait, what?
Here's Chuck Chan with the story.
Hi, I'm here at the Department of the Interior where liberals have failed to classify polar bears as an endangered species. Formerly, they were classified as threatened by the Bush administration. I still don't know what the difference is, but it still has caused a big scene over here. Hundreds, if not thousands, of protesters have lined up to overrule the ruling. Hey, lady. Excuse me? Hey! What? Would you mind doing an interview for ABCDEF? Just don't act too crazy. I'm here with one of the protesters. Hi, what's your name?
Precious.
Precious. And where are you from?
I'm from Artesia.
Oh no, what organization do you represent?
PETA, PETA.
Like pita bread?
Yeah.
And why are you here in front of the Department of Interior?
Because I think that it's like wrong that the government says that polar bears are not endangered. And they say that they're threatened, but I think that they're endangered. So I'm like here right now.
So what's the difference between threatened and endangered?
These people are so heartless. How can they say? I'm sorry. Hold on. How can they say that polar bears are not endangered? How can they just say that they're threatened? Oh. I'm so mad.
That was an egg!
Oh. It was? I've never even seen meat!
Thank you, Chuck, for that interesting report.
Let's ask the ex-governor of Alaska herself, Sarah Palin. Here's Uni with Sarah Palin.
This will be good.
We have Sarah Palin with us today. Thank you for joining us. So, you're from Alaska, and there's a lot of polar bears in Alaska. What do you think about the situation? Well, I love polar bears. So, what's your position on this issue? What issue? Oh, yeah, that issue. So, right, I like polar bears, and I think that global warming is bad. I'm not even sure if global warming exists. There's no proof. So do you think it's right to label polar bears as threatened as opposed to endangered? I strongly support the Threatened Species Act fully. You mean the Endangered Species Act? Can you explain more about your position on this act? You know what? I'll think about that and get right back at you. Actually, endangered is a very, very powerful word. You haven't answered a single question I asked. Are you even listening to what I'm saying? I like polar bears very, very much. A lot. I've seen about 1 million polar bears in Alaska. They don't call me Mama Grizzly for nothing.
We have here today with us Christina Lee, an amateur expert on animal ecological, biochemical, behavioral studies. Christina?
So, polar bears have again been classified as threatened, but not endangered. What's the difference?
Well, Emily, I like to think of it as a range. If this is alive and this is dead, then this is endangered and this is threatened.
Wait, so they're not really that far apart.
No, they're very far apart.
Wait, how's that?
Well, this is endangered, so it's very close to dead, but this is threatened and it's all the way close to alive.
Wait, so if I live here and you live there, and she lives here,
And the first train is coming from the west up from 15 miles per hour.
and the train from the east is coming at 160 miles per hour,
And the integral of x minus 1 times e to the 2x plus x squared equals...
so that means that threatened species are only vulnerable to being endangered in the near future.
Exactly!
Oh, I
Wow.
get it.
Could have just said that.
So as you can see, endangered and threatened are two very distinct categories and they cannot be merged.
Yes. What would we do without polar bears?
Yeah, defining the polar bear's current situation as endangered would only misinform the public and cause a public panic.
Oh, so that's why the polar bear is only threatened and there's still hope.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your time. That was Christina Lee, Animal Ecological Biochemical Behavioral Animal Studies amateur expert.
Once upon a time, beyond the rainbow and over the horizon, Sadly, polar bears are now dying at a rapid rate and are labeled by the United States Department of the Interior as a threatened species. Conservationists are not satisfied with this label. They demand a change and an upgrade to this label to increase the benefits and better protection for these polar bears. They want polar bears to be labeled as endangered. Government officials claim that there is an 80% chance that the polar bears will be extinct within the next 100 years, but also claim that there is no sudden or catastrophic threats to their extinction. The only reasonable explanation for their contradiction of statements is that the government is trying to protect businesses from having to make more costly changes in greenhouse gas emission regulations.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have some very important news regarding President Obama's recent policy.
Breaking news, breaking news. Justin Bieber just came out of the closet.
Wait, is Justin Bieber that girl who dead?
You guys have no souls, no heart, no brain. You know why? Because you just like polar bears. I don't know.
PETA.
Keep doing it, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Peter. Or Tommy do it too.
Huh?
You do too. Say Peter, like.
Pita bread. Safety.